When you cover 5,000 square miles and have over 157,000 distribution poles, wildfire mitigation is extremely important.
Wildfire is part of the natural process here in Colorado, but because of decades of suppression, wildfires that begin can be very extreme and threaten communities that we serve. Because Corps' territory is really diverse and stretches from the eastern plains into the forested mountains, we have a lot of territory within the National Forest System and a high concentration of population in the wildland-urban interface. We have some of the highest wildfire risk in the state within our territory.
We feel it's very important for our members to feel that we are doing everything to keep them safe and that our infrastructure is not a cause of wildfire in the future. The resources that we use to keep people safe is a lot of the operation and maintenance programs that we've always had in place. We've just enhanced those. So it's our distribution maintenance programs, our system hardening, so replacing overhead lines with underground lines where we can, replacing small wire with some more robust wire, and then situational awareness, more tools into our control center so that they can be aware of what's happening in our service territory and direct crews to the right locations.
One of the key components in our wildfire mitigation program is the detection and response factor of responding to wildfires, and we do that through our partnership with Pano AI. These are cameras that take panoramic images across our landscape to detect smoke starting up, and they send those alerts to emergency responding partners who have resources like helitack crews that can immediately respond to new fires and start suppression when they're small. Another really key component of our wildfire mitigation program is the situational awareness, so we know what the risk is from weather and fuels conditions and what sort of risk we're facing and how we can make operational decisions to mitigate that risk day to day. We do that through our partnership with TechnoSilva. They model wildfire risk metrics based on ignition points from our system in regard to fuels and weather, so we can understand what our risk is from wildfire on any given day.
One of the pieces of technology that we use for wildfire mitigation is advanced weather monitoring services, which give us a 3-day outlook on specific areas of concern within our utility, so we know down to a fine level what sort of wildfire conditions we should be expecting in the next few days.
As part of our wildfire mitigation plan here at Corps, a big piece of that risk management is our vegetation plan. We have crews constantly out trimming our right-of-ways, removing dead trees, and trying to decrease the risk of ignition from tree caused, both from an outage perspective and a fire risk perspective.
In addition to the linemen on foot, we utilize drones. We have contractors that have FAA certified drone pilots that inspect our lines. They identify fire hazards for us. There's a lot of things you can see from a drone top level that you wouldn't otherwise be able to see from the ground. They help us identify fire hazards. Our linemen go behind those inspections and make necessary repairs. We are using a few different types of smart fault indicators that will be able to relay back to the control center, be able to relay back to district manager, line superintendents when we have a fault on the line, fault magnitude, where that fault might be, help us get power restored quicker and safer.
Helping educate the public, communicate with our members, and collaborate with our first responders and emergency management, just to increase awareness across the system and support our local communities from a wildfire risk perspective.
On high-risk days, such as when the National Weather Service issues a red flag warning, we'll implement what we call alternate relay settings. These make our circuits more sensitive to tripping out if a fault condition occurs. That helps us arrest an electrical arc faster than it can start an ignition, so it really helps reduce our probability of starting a fire.
During the most extreme fire risk conditions, where the threat is imminent, Corps does have a last resort plan called Public Safety Power Shutoff. There's increased communication with the members and plans being made on how we will monitor the conditions during the event, getting people and resources ready to get back out, inspect for damage, and make restoration plans and get people's power restored as soon as possible.
Wildfire mitigation is important to me just really based on where I live. I live in a high-risk area. A lot of our employees do. Obviously, a lot of our members live in these high-risk areas. So we want to do everything we can to make sure that a fire is not started as a result of our equipment.